So I'm back over here. Pretty much Mark is done with his work. He already finished all the coping, the tile. The only thing that is left is to finish this skimmer covers. He cut a piece of the marble and put it inside of this cover. What happened was the color rings that go into this piece to where that one sits on top. They got run over by the machine, so we just need to get two of those and put them in here, so this will actually sit flush in place. He already did the sealer. He already did the sealer over here. It looks pretty good. I mean, I tried to clean my shoes when I came over here, but all this is already, the reason why we seal it already, because it's already exposed to the elements. First, second, we're gonna build a deck between here and the house. So we're gonna cover the coping so the guys are not, damaging the finish, but at least we don't seal it afterwards, and then we find like there's like a little stain here and there, and it gets trapped underneath the sealer. At least this way, the stone is already protected. We don't need to worry about any stuff getting trapped. You can see right now the sun came out. How beautiful this looks. So we're gonna have deck connecting here. This is the patio for the master bedroom, so they will just walk out, and then we have a light right there and another light over there, so the two lights are going to shine in between this pathway, these stepping stones, and those three are bubblers. So if they want to have the kids hanging out on this shallow area while they have the other area over there, the shallow end, it works perfectly. And here they can either just sit down and turn around, or you can just step in here into the spa. Sit over here, enjoy the sound of water, and also that's your spillway. And here is where we're gonna have the sunken sitting area. So all this finish that you see here is the base-crete waterproofing. That's the reason why it looks different, because it is, remember, we do step one, we spray the colloidal silicate, which the brand name from base-crete is called Intercept, and then we do the base-crete, which the base-crete is what you see. And the base-crete also acts like a bond coat for the pool finish to adhere to it. We have, so what we do here is this. Since the water is going to wrap around those raised steps, it's going to be kind of like a debris collector. So what we did is we put a return right here. So this pipe is going to get cut flush, and it's gonna shoot water that way. So all that back of this little alley right there is gonna get water push and out. Over here we have one mini light, the second mini light, and then the two bubblers, and those are gonna be returns. So the same way, if this is a shallow end area and you have grime and dust getting collected over here, that is just gonna push the water this way, and that one over there, that one over there, and that one over there are your water returns. So this return will push the water, debris will go down, that debris will go down, and then the water is getting returned this way as well, and then it's getting suctioned by our floor drains And since we have all these bubblers and returns on this side, plus the spill from the spa, all the water surface is gonna get pushed into the skimmer over here. I believe this is also a return, and this is for our automatic cleaner. So that way they can just connect the cleaner there and it'll do its thing over here. The big pool light, which is of course shining that way. So we have one big pool light for this whole area, and then 2 mini lights over there, and 2 mini lights for the sun shelf. On the spa, we also have one spotlight right here. So we have one spotlight right here. And the reason why we point it this way is so it's not shining. You don't see the source of light if you're on the patio or somewhere in the house. You see the glowing of it. So we're gonna use pole lighting for all this system, to where they can actually either turn each light individually, do it by colors, do a bunch of stuff. I think they're gonna like it. It's a pretty cool system. So tile and coping is done. Right now what we're gonna start working on is working on our returns, fittings, the jets for the spa, the fittings for over there. So what we're gonna do for those two drains over there and these two drains over here, we're gonna do it's like a 8-inch cover that you can actually pour the pool finish on top of that cover. So you're not gonna see a plastic crate or a grid or anything like that. You're just gonna see the ring, and the inside is gonna be the same finish as a pool. And I mean that's it. Just start fishing lights, putting lights and all that. As far as here, the structure, we still got a lot of the work to do over there with the pool equipment. So I think the guys are gonna be working on that along with the deck over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a gas line from our pool equipment over there and run it through here and leave it somewhere in the center, so where they can just put a fire table or a fire pit, and that way they can connect it to the gas. The other thing is, well, do you want us to build it? And if they want us to build it, they say they want to purchase it, but I'm gonna go over here. But if they want us to build it, keep in mind that it may cost you less money to build it with us. First, second, we can actually put an automatic valve for the gas, so you can use the same app that you would use for controlling the lights and the pumps and everything for the pool, for the automation system. We can use the same app to turn on and off that fire pit. So that's another thing to consider, you know. It may come out to the same price or to the same cost for the homeowner, but it's gonna make a difference when you operating that fire pit. Instead of clicking it manually, you can just turn on a button on the app and that's it. And the cool thing about that is that you can actually do like a party mode where you can just click one button on the app and it'll actually turn on a bunch of features within there.
Esa la estaba buscando yo, la batería grande. La dejé en mi casa. ¿Te acuerdas que lo puse a cargar ayer? No, estamos en una del cuarto. ¿Buscaste ahí en mi cuarto? No, no hay, yo creo que las sacamos de ahí, las luego al frente.
Just got back. The guys finished this yesterday, so we try to match the same hardware that they use at the railings upstairs and over there. The only difference is we have to get these ones with the hinges, so that way they can make the angle uh, for the staircase. So you can see how this railing is pretty sturdy now. It's not gonna go anywhere. And I like this hardware because it's not too invasive. I think I'm gonna start using it more often. And then we use these ones. So this will go in there, and something that I'm looking at is that they kind of push down. I think the guys made the holes too big, but I think it's gonna be okay. So something that we do is when the guys make the holes, they spray the inside. They either spray paint it, or they use like a Q-tip or something, so that way we can paint the surrounding of the hole, you know. And the reason why is because if we don't do that, you're gonna start getting a drip line of rust, and that is exactly what happened over there. There was other person, the people who installed that. So when they installed that, they didn't paint it because they actually drilled the holes on site. Something else I wanted to mention is my guys would drill all these posts at their shop or their house or wherever they are, but at least they will drill them there to where they have a bench, I mean a press drill. They have a press drill. I was gonna say a bench press, sticking on the gym, I guess. Yeah, so they can use a press drill and just do it easier. But also, what they did over there is they remove all the cables, so they can paint that. They can take care of that. First of all, second, the mounting plates there on the walls, they didn't paint that the back of it either. So now they're getting rust. Now what they need to do is unbolt all that crap, paint behind it, and then bolt it back in there. The only thing with this hardware is you cannot use one post. You have to use two posts on the corners like this. So that way the cables are at the same height and not one on top of the other one. Otherwise, you won't be able to do this. Again, even these plates, my guys painted underneath this. We are the ones who put this panel, and the same thing, my guys painted underneath, behind that plate. So we try to take every precaution so that we don't have drip lines, rust drip lines, or any premature rust that is gonna make it fail, or at least look bad pretty soon or early. I think it came out pretty good. It's just a little bit dirty, but it's a flat black. It has no sheen, and this kind of paint you can only paint it when it's kind of cool, like right now, not cold, not hot, and when there is nobody working, so there is no dust sticking to it. Otherwise it'll show. It's a pretty nice color, but it'll show a lot. You can see the difference from the fence. This one has a sheen. Okay, so I get to this new house where they want us to build a swimming pool. So they're doing really nice work over here. They have a stamped concrete, and so they were telling me when they stamp this concrete is when they pour the foundation for the house. So they have a guy or a crew, I don't know if it was a guy or a couple of guys, going around waiting for the concrete to be of the specific hardness, and they stamp the patios. So they stamp this one, and I believe that one where those guys are working right now. So here is where the pool is gonna be sitting, where those trees are, kind of like that's gonna be the limit of where the pool's gonna be sitting at. So what I did today was I brought in some samples of tile. You know, we can always go to a showroom, but at least they have already some visualization, and they can touch the tile, feel the texture, put them outside. These are glass tiles. All of them are the same. I think this is gonna be the best type of tile to use. It's 1x2, so I got them a few different shades, and then silver travertine for the coping. It's gonna be the same thing for the patio for the pool. What the builder asked us to do is he asked us to do the same thing. Pour our concrete, screed it, and he's gonna have the same guy doing the stamping work. So that way, I think that's the best thing to do. That way, it's gonna be the same finish. It's gonna be the same type of work. So we probably gonna have to get rid of these trees too. These two over here. That one, the little cedar, and those oaks over there. So that way we can bring the patio out. I think the patio comes out to this corner of the house. So for this driveway, the guys over here, the blueprints that I have originally, they were not gonna work out because they had the approach way too far to the right. So what I did is something that I told the customers is like, hey, let's try it with a car, you know, like let's try to find the best way that you're gonna be able to actually park over here, and you know, don't try to do it the way it shows on the plans. So right now I'm over here, and there is my green line where I outline it to where this could be a parking spot, and then you can continue where the machine is. That could be the driveway. And then if I pull out, then you can barely see it on the camera. The green line is right here, and then the other one is over there. So I will still be inside of the driveway, but it's supposed to be a 2-car parking spot right here. So what I'm gonna do is come on over here, and then come over here, try to back up in there. Yeah, so this is gonna be kind of like just like a one way to do this, where I'm still right here on the lines, on the green lines, and then there's a tree right behind me. But then I can actually come out. I could just drive out, and then drive out through the same approach that we have. So it's a little bit tricky, but take some time. I'm gonna attach a drone picture of what I did. A little extra step, but you know, it'll be really embarrassing if you do a driveway or a path or something. You pour it, you finish it, everything is done, and then I don't even have a big truck, and if my truck is not even able to keep all the tires on the driveway when you're turning on the curves, that would be pretty embarrassing, you know. So we just I mean, I'd rather to take the extra time to do this than later on have to redo any type of work. Besides, it gives me a little bit of a peace of mind that everything's gonna be okay at the end. No surprise factor. So I have this person calling me because they want to have a swimming pool, and they also want to do some landscaping work. But these houses over here are we have done work in this neighborhood, and matter of fact, this is the third appointment that I have in this neighborhood today. Um, the other two are for, well, one was the same swimming pool and landscaping, but it's a brand new construction home. This one, this person that contacted me, the realtor gave him my number, and he purchased a house. So the problem with this is when you have a house in the hills, you either have a nice top view or you have this. So I mean, there's not gonna be much that you can do. There's not gonna be any views. You can build a pool on top. I mean, you can, but if you do that, the intention will be to look over the house, right? But even if you do that, still the house is still gonna block your view. Which I'm just waiting for the homeowner to get here. Which I'm actually gonna go up there and try to see if you can actually get like a nice view from up there. Man, this sucks. For I don't know how much they pay for this home, but I bet you it was like $1 million and 1.5, somewhere in there, 1.7. Let me see. But this backyard is awful. It has a lot of potential, but you have to put money in here, you know. Yeah, so I was just walking around checking the access for equipment and whatnot, and I happened to look up, and that was the other house that I came to look at. It's, let me see, how can you, I don't know how can you zoom into this, but the house is right there. So it has a view coming to this way. So our only access for equipment is right here. We have to come up the driveway, go through here. We have soil, so we have grass. It'll get ruined. This is not the way this tank's supposed to be. So these septic tanks should only expose the lids. Honestly, well, I don't know. I've seen them before, and I don't know the rules about septic tanks regarding that, but I do know that at some HOAs they don't like to see this. They don't like to see this, especially right in front of the house. They don't like to see it on the side. They don't like to see it on the other side. But especially in the front of the house, it's kind of like a big eyesore. And this is the main road for the neighborhood. So yeah, access to the backyard. So one thing is, for people that watch this, a lot of people that watch my videos are people that do the work. No, I think I only have one comment about, or one DM from homeowner, but just to put it out there, whenever you purchase a house or whenever you have your house, keep in mind, I will never put plywood or any type of cover to try to save your landscaping from here to... Sorry, I was giving my little rant that we never do this. We never put plywood, we never put anything on top of the grass, on top of the landscape, just to try to save it from the equipment going up and down, up and down. It will get destroyed no matter what. It will get destroyed, and you have two options. Either you rebuild it the same way it was, exactly the same way, or you have the chance to change some stuff. Like in this scenario, this person bought this house, so they didn't design, they didn't do any of this themselves, so they can actually change it if they want to, you know. But there's no way to salvage grass, sprinklers, the way the rock is set. No, none of that. None of that. You have pipes going sideways. That's the reason why we call utilities when we have to, because the machines are heavy and they go up and down hundreds of times. So they will eventually destroy whatever is under here. Like you can see the irrigation pipes right here. Right here. So this is how we do the driveways over here. We had to dig behind the curve. Next week we have it's a company that specializes in doing this type of work where they can cut the curve so it looks like that. That's the reason why Adrian is digging behind. He still has to dig more because we have the pavers and we still have to have our underlayment on the pavers, and it seems like there's like a hump right here, so whenever we get water, rainwater, we don't want it to sit over there. It looks like over there is higher, so I'm gonna ask him if he can dig this down. And to the left, he's probably still need to do quite a lot of work tomorrow. I don't know where he broke the pipe. There was a water pipe that it was broken before. He was scraping all this and he hit it somewhere over here. It had to be somewhere over here. You can see a piece of PVC right here. But yeah, he's taking care of all this sloping. So this is why it's important to know what you're doing, because he's digging so they can cut the curve. But if he leaves it like this, they're gonna cut the curve and then we still need to dig down. So our pavers are flush to the street or to the curve, because you can see like on the neighbors, they leave like a half-inch lip on it. So he's probably gonna need to dig down similar to what it is over here, even a little bit deeper. So you gotta have this plus another 5 to 6 inches down. So he still has to bring it down more, and it's not all the way up there. You can see it on the neighbors. They just did it like maybe 10 feet in, but yeah, he still has to dig down this. And what I told him to do is he can leave that alone. He can even push some of this to put more fill over here on this parking spot. That way he doesn't need to worry about hitting the water line again. And he can do like a type of valley over there, so that way there is a proper drainage for when it rains.